the betting, the not so much anymore, is more down to my own fault. I need to get studying again to get the edge back. But yeah, it's a great product. I love the exchange. It's really, in my opinion, one of the better bookmakers, if not the best bookmaker out there.
We're on to race number 2 now. That will jump at 11:40. It's the WSB Bet with the Best maiden plate over 1,200 meters. And before we start dissecting the form here, we've got an interview lined up for you with Doug Campbell, Mark Dixon, as well as Peter Muscat.
Sure, he's a very nice horse. I trained his mother as well, and grandmother. Fairy tale story and fairy drama. They've been with me a long time. He was a bit unlucky in his first race. He was bowled out at the start by the favourite and came from last to run fourth. And if he's not too green at Greyville, he's never been to Greyville, I think he should finish the money. I've got a top jockey riding him, and Richard Fourie. And so I'm hoping some improvement with both of them.
Yeah, Future of Energy. Seems to be quite a nice horse, been working really well. Difficult to assess the race, I think, with the juveniles, taking on older horses now, but so you never really know. But if he reproduces his work at home, I'm quite looking forward to seeing him run. You know, he should run a decent sort of a race.
Down by the River is potentially a nice horse in the making. He's still carrying a little bit of excess condition, so he's likely to need the outing from that perspective. But I think he'll run well on debut. He basically is in the same boat as the other horse. They have been to Greyville, they've galloped, but both holding on to their condition too well, which is not a bad thing down the line. But he's also likely to need the experience.
There you've heard those interviews there from the various trainers, and my narrow first selection here, Rael, is number 7, a bedtime story from the Doug Campbell yard with Richard Fourie aboard. Those were very, very encouraging comments from Doug Campbell. He did say a little bit unlucky on that occasion. Very reasonable draw of 7 in an open betting race. I think this could be a massive runner here.
Yeah, he's certainly a horse that I think will run well, Devon, in this lineup. Bedtime story. He's obviously going to make natural improvement on his first start to date, and he gets the 3 kgs from the older horses here. But I'm just not quite sure about 2 years against older company at this time of the year. I think there's maybe only been one horse or maybe 2 horses that have managed to beat the older horses, and it's not a weak field. I think there's a few horses that have to be given healthy respect in this lineup here. He's obviously the horse that's got the most scope for improvement, and he's going to come on with a run. Very encouraging comments from Mark Dixon regarding horse number 8, Future of Energy, because when this horse was with Wayne Badenhorst, he thought a lot of this individual, and he really believed that Future of Energy was a horse that could go through the divisions and could win a nice race. You can see by the fact that when he returned off arrest on the 16th of October, he was heavily supported into odds on 6 to 10 in the market, returning off arrest, and he was beaten behind Captain Spirit. Thereafter, maybe fitness was the question mark. He threw him into the Model Man Mile, which was won by Seat Again. We all know what Seat Again has gone on to do. So Future of Energy, now with the Mark Dixon yard, is a horse that the blinkers do come off. He's showing them nice work back at home. So he's definitely a horse that I'm going to be keeping a very, very close eye on. 12 to 1 down 10 to 1. So a slight support early on. Number 10, Kumimori, was slightly disappointed with his last start. I thought he would have run a lot better, given that his run on debut was quite encouraging and he stepped up to 1,200 meters, but it was a below par run in my opinion. I think he'll improve along with number 11, Rafa's Boy, who would have definitely needed his last start, returning off a lengthy layoff. He'll come on tons with that run under the belt. Drawn out deep numbers 10 and 11, but I think horses that will definitely get involved into the mix. And then obviously we heard from Peter Muscat regarding his runners. So I think it lies between numbers 7, 8, 10 and 11. It's quite a difficult start to the bipot. Devon, just quickly before we wrap up, how many numbers would you include into the first leg of that bipot?
I think I'm okay to include number 7, Bedtime Story, as well as number 11, Rafa's Boy.
So that's 7 and 11 for Devon in leg number 1 after that bipot. I'm going to go with numbers 7, 8, 10 and 11. Not going to take any chances here. Going for 4 horses, and hopefully we can come through in race number 2.
It's Donovan Everett from Cape Racing, and I'd just like to say it's an absolute pleasure to be involved with Intrabet and Cape Breeders in this golf day today here at Pearl Valley. It's fantastic for the industry to see all the relevant stakeholders coming down and having a good time and networking, and it's exactly what the industry needs right now in terms of moving forward and recreating some positivity to take us forward into the next year.